We're in the Sport Plus mode. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new BMW X6 M50i. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this X6. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you need any help or have any questions, just ask for Brendan. If you guys don't know, the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah does not charge any sort of markups over MSRP whatsoever, so if you want a great deal on a BMW, again, ask for Brendan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 16 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 523 horsepower and then 553 pound-feet of torque, giving this a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now it's kind of hard to see all of the curves and lines on the hood because this one is white, but you guys can kind of see them off to the side. And then we have the anniversary logo on this one, which you can get as an option on 23 BMWs. Coming down below, this is where things get pretty exciting. Actually, you guys can see that the kidney grille is all blacked out and it's pretty proportionate, right? You do have a camera in the center of the grille, and then notice all of the grille action happening down below is also all blacked out, parking sensors on the front end. And then I do love the LED lights with the daytime lights. I think they look pretty dang aggressive. And then when you tie it all in together, this definitely has that performance SUV appearance. Come around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you'll notice here with the wheel design, you got the silver on the top and then it's metallic gray below that. Again, you've got that anniversary logo in the center, and then I love how the brake calipers are painted red. Definitely gives it a sportier appearance. And then you'll notice we do have body painted fender flares here with the X6, and then I love that blacked out cut right there. And then this is why a lot of people buy the X6, is because of that sloped design there in the rear. Here's our key fob. You guys can see that, well, not a lot happening there on the back, but on the front, I love the material use and, you know, basic functions. You've got your unlock, your lock, and then the opening for the hatch. Now, in terms of cargo room in the X6, it's pretty solid, but it's not as good as the X5 because of that sloped design. So you do give up a little bit of practicality for good looks. And then notice we do have a cargo cover already built in. And this is pretty cool. You lift up the loading floor. It actually has hydraulic struts. You've got the spare tire underneath. That's nice. You don't have to hold it. When you're all done with the rear, you can lock it, or you can just press that button to lower the hatch right back down. Now the taillight design is pretty unique here on the X6. You guys can see with that on, pretty cool look. And again, you got the anniversary logo with all of our badging, parking sensors there at the bottom. Another thing to mention is look how crazy those exhaust tips are, and you've got two in each cover. And then I like how this is actually body painted at the bottom. It's unique. And then once you guys let me know what you think about the roofline design here. I'm more of like a traditional SUV roofline design type guy, but you know, I appreciate this. Starting with the door panel, I love the two-tone leather design on this. We've got a sunshade here at the top, and then you can see we've got some carbon fiber down below, and then we've got one of the speakers for the sound system down below that, and then we do have ambient lighting as well, and altogether it looks really good. And that brown continues onto the seats. Look at the quilted design here with the seats, and that continues onto the bottom portion. When it comes to legroom, it's actually pretty good. You got a little storage pocket there, you got a USB port, and our own climate zone here in the rear for each passenger, and heated seats. Headroom's also solid. And don't worry, BMW made sure that they had a center console and, of course, cup holders in the cup holder armrest thing. We have that same two-tone design here with the front door panel, and then notice we've got memory seats. We also have massaging seats as well. That's to open up the hatch, blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, and then all of your window controls down here, and then the mirrors do power fold in, and then more ambient lighting with the carbon fiber, another speaker for the sound system. Beautiful design, and fit and finish is fantastic. Now the front seats have that same beautiful brown leather with the quilted design that you have in the rear. And then we've got all of our power adjustments here. Notice you can even adjust the bolsters on the side. And then of course we got our M50 badge. Normal BMW pedals right there. And then we've got all of our light controls in this section. Then you notice some carbon fiber and some leather trim. Now here's the steering wheel. You've got really nice leather trim all around. We've got darker stitching on the center. We have our heated steering wheel control. And then you've got stuff like your voice command controls, cruise control, paddle shifters for that 8-speed automatic on the back. And also even the airbag cover has some nice leather stitching. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock. As for the gauge cluster, it's BMW's full digital gauge cluster. So you got the speed on the left side, and then on the right side, you've got the RPMs. And when you change the drive mode, it actually kind of changes what the screen looks like. So right now we're in comfort. If we pop it over into Eco Pro mode, notice how it changes the info we see. And then if we pop into sport mode, changes yet again. And there are actually a few different modes for sport. We'll kind of get into that in just a moment. So this screen will actually show you the different modes for the different drive modes. So we have the plus, individual, and then standard for sport mode. And then for comfort, you just have comfort. And then for Eco Pro, you've got standard and individual. We have a 360 camera system. So backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And then you have that bird's eye view as well. And then there's a camera button that I can press. I'll show you the button later on, but it pulls up the whole camera system, so then you can just press this and then see the different viewpoints, which is practical. As for the infotainment system, this is obviously not BMW's new mega screen, but it's still a really good infotainment system. It has a shortcut bar on the side, and overall response time with the screen is fantastic. And frankly, it's really intuitive. Like, everything makes sense. You've got very well laid out menus, and so it's a good screen. We've got more carbon fiber trim, and then the whole dash has leather trim all over. So we've got our analog controls for the climate system. This is just a shortcut button to go into the safety tech. And then notice we have heated and ventilated seats. And then we have our preset buttons down below. So yes, this still has the buttons you can hover your finger over. And then obviously you got a little volume control. We've got this carbon fiber tab that covers what I'll call the charging area, because it's got like USB, wireless phone charging pad, all that, and some cup holders as well. Now we've got our dial here for the infotainment system. If you don't want to use the touchscreen functionality, you can use the dial instead, and it has some shortcut buttons in front of it. We've got our crystal shifter here for the X6, which functions just like BMW's other shifters. It just says X in the center and it's crystal, which is pretty cool. And then you got buttons for like the stability control. That's for the camera to turn that on, parking sensors, auto stop start, your stop start button itself, which is pretty cool because again, crystal, and then your drive mode select, and then your hill descent control, auto hold, and then parking brake, and all the carbon fiber trim all around. Pretty cool. Nice leather trim here on the center console, and opening it up, it's got decent storage space, more charging port action. It's kind of all over. And speaking of storage space, here's the glove box lined with felt. I love the handle there on the front. So we have our control here for our full panoramic sunroof, and it looks like it has the glass that helps kind of like mitigate some of the light inside so you don't get so sun bleached, I suppose. So here's our window sticker for the X6. First off, warranty information, 4-year, 50,000-mile new vehicle warranty. Base MSRP, $89,100. This is the coffee interior, and this has quite a few packages added to it, including like the dynamic handling package. But after all options, this stickers for $102,245. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both of the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Setting off in the X6, and I do believe this is my first time ever reviewing an X6, which is just kind of like a different design on the X5. And this is a pretty common thing for luxury automakers to do. Like Mercedes does the same thing with like the GLE SUV and GLE coupe, for example. And let me know if you guys like the coupe body style more, the SUV body style. Like I said, I'm more of an SUV body style guy myself, but that's because like practicality is super attractive to me rather than having, you know, sexy sleek lines on an SUV. But anyways, man, does this thing have torque. Like, you just barely have to get into the throttle and it moves. So one thing I do love about this 4.4 liter V8, just super torquey. And we're just in the comfort mode. Let's actually pop it into Eco Pro and see how that feels. See how much we'd be saving. So it actually, with BMW's Eco Pro mode, it actually, you know, really like pulls back on the throttle quite a bit. And so you can feel like when you press on the throttle, you don't get that same like low end torquey feel you get in the comfort mode. For me personally, I'd rather burn a little bit more dyno juice and have it in the comfort mode, but you know, Eco Pro has its place. Other stuff, seat comfort's really good. And speaking of seat comfort, let's get a massage. We're doing whole body exercise today. The thing I love about these modern BMWs is they have so many nice luxury features. Now this just shows us the suspension. Yeah, solid. You can definitely tell this one's kind of tuned sportier. Like it's a little bit firmer, but it handles it well. So that's a big plus. So we're in the Sport Plus mode. Oh man, this thing just moves. So we're gonna see how this goes over the bump in the Sport Plus. Yeah, solid. Again, still, this is definitely tuned to be firmer. I can tell that. Yeah, this thing sounds so good though. I mean, listen to that. And it's fast. Like, this thing is insanely fast. So, summing things up here with the X6, I think you just have to like the coupe styling. Like, some of you are gonna love how this looks, and some of you are not really gonna care in terms of styling. I think that's just personal preference. But when it comes to like the interior, it's amazing. Wow, like just fit and finish is so tight. Like, it's really impressive just how far BMW's come. Because I mean, you look at like early 2000s BMWs, and you know, they didn't have the best, you know, quality. And I mean, look at this. We've got like a nice premium headliner, which I apparently forgot to mention in the walk around. Rookie mistake there. But I mean, you've got the, again, you've got the premium headliner, like leather everywhere, carbon fiber, and everything feels really tight and really well built. So in terms of like fully comparing this to the X5, this seems like the firmer, you know, sportier version, right? That's kind of where this comes into play. And so, yeah, if you know, love the, I guess, space of the X5, but you want something that's a little bit sportier, that's kind of what the X6 provides. But if you want more practicality, then yeah, I would just stick with the X5. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this X6. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this X6. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Ask for Brendan if you need any help. I'll see ya.